Have you been feeling heavy today, lethargic, maybe a bit fatigued or tired, just not feeling motivated or inspired to do much of anything? Don't feel bad. It's not your fault. It's definitely the energies. And I know you're probably tired of hearing that from me, but it literally is what's going on. We have been going through an intense energetic portal the last several days, pretty much since I would say the 10th of February, and now coming out the end of a 10-day intensification period from the 10th of February to the 20th of February, and then landing on the 20th of February on a new moon, which had many cosmic alignments, causing us to feel a bit frazzled and a bit expanded at the same time. Then going into the 21st of February, which had very heart-opening, expanding, lovely feelings, really, but it was intense energetically. Then the 22nd, which was a special 22222 portal, a gateway, a passage with a lot of activating codes, higher frequencies coming in. And now the 23rd, here we are, and you kind of feel like maybe you got hit by a bus, but there's no bus present. Well, there's been an energetic bus. So aside from all of what I mentioned, there's also been a tremendous amount of solar activity. So codes and light waves coming in from the sun in the form of radiation that is really nourishing for us. It's upgrading our biology. It's upgrading our blueprinting, our DNA structure, our cellular structure, but it's taxing on the body. So it takes a while for the body to adjust to it. In the middle of it, you can feel super focused. And that's what a lot of us felt on the 21st and perhaps even on the 20th and maybe even some days before the 20th. But really, it seems to be much more of a this week thing. And then in addition to that, there's also been a lot of Schumann activity. So the resident frequency of the Earth's ionosphere, that layer just above the Earth that really has this frequency bouncing between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere ceiling. So it's just bouncing back and forth, bouncing back and forth. And we've been bathing in all of that as well. And so all of that combined, there's been a lot that's been going on around us in our environment and then making its way into our inner environment within the body. And by the time you hit today, which is Thursday, the 23rd, you're feeling a bit sluggish. I know I woke up this morning feeling pretty good, like clear, but just hard to focus, hard to actually see myself moving forward with things. I had a beautiful list of things to do today, and it felt like dragging lead boots to get these things, to get myself really, to apply myself to move through the things on my list today. And when I just thought back about like, oh, what's going on today? Oh, yeah, we just essentially moved through a powerful period of upgrading, of amplifying, of expanding. And anytime we do that, we naturally go into, it's like the down position of that wave pattern that you see. We were at the high of the wave pattern, and now we ended up at the low. And it's not a bad place to be. It's where we do our integration. It's where we start to rest and go inward to rejuvenate and really integrate everything that we've just been receiving. And so we have to be aware that that's happening. And if not be aware fully of it, just honor what your body's asking for, which is probably just a slower pace, less of the mental gymnastics that maybe a regular day may have, and be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up that, you're not feeling like you want to tackle the world. You're not feeling like, you want to make this the day when you launch your brand new idea. Probably not. This is going to be more of a day where it's just like, okay, relax, do some things that are maybe I would call them mindless things, whether it's tending to your plants or doing a little housework or going for walks or, maybe journaling something down. But it's not really the place or the container to birth new things forward. it's kind of like you're just getting by in this kind of energy. And it's perfect because we've already just taken on a lot. And we're entering an incubation period now, this next 30-day roughly cycle, where we're going to be accumulating or recycling, revisiting everything that we have been taking in or being inspired with over the last roughly month or so. And during this period, it really is an incubation, because what we do during this next 30 days is going to be super reflective of what we do the following month as we really enter into April. And April is going to be much more of a springboard. So enjoy this downtime. Know that if you're feeling this way, you are not the only one. Pretty much everyone that I've spoken to or have heard others speak about, it's the same story. We are all under the influence of this heaviness, this denseness, this sort of thick, I describe it as feeling like a muddy kind of energy. It's not like there isn't necessarily clarity, or there may not be fuzziness in your mind, but there's just a heaviness. It's like a cloudiness. And it can also come through in your emotions, where you may be feeling a bit sour, a bit numb, or even a bit frustrated or cranky. Just give yourself a break. Relax with a book if you feel like you can read. For me, I can't really focus on that. But finally, at the end of the day, literally like 5, 6 p.m., I started to come out of it. And so I was like, okay, one thing that I was able to do super easy and felt really good doing it was just tuning in, connecting to the higher aspects of myself and having a conversation about, next steps or what's in highest alignment for me, or getting insight on this, that, or the other thing. I was really finding rhythm with that only at the end of the day. So whatever it is that you feel called to do, or feel called not to do, just enjoy it and know that it's only temporary. It's not just you, and it's not your fault. Just the fact that you are existing on the planet right now is simply why you are experiencing this. So don't beat yourself up. Make sure you stay hydrated. Go to bed or nap if you feel tired. If you find that you've been eating a tremendous amount over the last few days, like I have been, this is also part of it. When our energy and our frequency has been elevated for extenuating periods of time, the natural way to adjust to that, like I described, going down on the bottom part of the waveform, is the body will ask for food, denser food, heavier food, maybe foods you don't normally eat. And that's definitely been the case for me. And the reason is to slow the frequency down. It's to weight us down, literally, because there is so much that needs to be processed and integrated and absorbed and embodied into the physicality, that slowing down the frequency helps support that in happening. So there isn't any more or as much receptivity because we're taking on lower frequencies in the foods we may be eating. And again, just know, don't beat yourself up. It's just temporary, albeit it can feel kind of uncomfortable. Like I know for me, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm expanding at a pound a minute. But my body's asking for it, and there is a reason why we're doing it. It's unique to many of us, but just know that there's a method to the madness. So get some rest, relax. I hope this has been supportive for you. And yeah, let's continue to ride the waves together. Sending you lots of love.